Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative. Prophetic and practical.
Intellectual stew.
Informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
What's up? What it do? Time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James Kirkland. And my panelist will be here soon, I'm sure. So what's up? Y'all talk to me. It's open mic night again tonight. So we're going to talk about what y'all want to talk about. And I enjoyed that. We did that on last week and we had a good time. What's up, Patricia? How you doing? Those that are in the chat now, do me a favor. Go ahead and share this thread and let's get this conversation started. I got Marc is here now. Marc, what's up? Let's check you out. Marc, you there?
Hey, I'm here, man.
All right, cool. I got Nicole. Nicole is on the Nicole has agreed to join the panel at least once a month, y'all. I got Nicole.
I see you,
I got
Nicole.
I got Nicole, man. I got Nicole, y'all.
You got that you got that Holly Berry from Boomerang on. I see you.
Cut it off.
Yeah, I see.
She did the 90s concert this weekend, so she had to go. I saw her.
No, it was Fantasia.
And that was Fantasia. I thought I saw Sunny Days, and I thought I heard New Edition. It was Fantasia.
It was Johnny Gill and Fantasia. That was Johnny Gill singing.
Okay, Johnny Gill and Fantasia. Okay, how was the concert?
It was really good.
Really good. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Hey, so we're getting ready to get this conversation started. We're doing another open mic night tonight. I enjoyed last week's, and I wanted to do it again. I kind of like those organic conversations to kind of see where we end up, and I like having a panel that's analytical enough where they don't have to be super prepared. You know what I'm saying? We kind of talk and we can kind of express ourselves. And Marc is very good at expressing himself. And Nicole is excellent at expressing herself. And I try to do my best to facilitate the conversation as best I can. Coy might join us in a minute. If not, I might bring somebody else on. Who knows? But we're going to talk tonight and we're going to get this conversation started. Marc started the conversation off last week, Nicole. And I think you came in a few minutes later, but he started the question. And I think the question he asked was why he wanted everybody to take an internal look at themselves and really holistically answer a question. And the question was, why are you single? And we got some good answers out of that last week. You know, so we got some good answers. Do you think we got some good answers, Marc?
I do think we got some good answers. People have actually been more vulnerable than I thought they would be. Okay. And I'm actually kind of proud of the audience, for coming forward and sharing their thoughts.
Yeah, okay. And I was as well, because the conversation kind of took some good turns. And Nicole, you jumped on a little bit later in the conversation, and you kind of helped us with that as well. And I appreciate it. Look like Coy is here as well, so let's get Coy in. Coy, are you there? You're on mute right now. Are you there? If not, we're going to keep our conversation rolling. So, but now that's not what we're doing tonight, though. We're going to do something different tonight.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to do something different tonight. And I want to start with but everybody in the chat first, say hi. First of all, Patricia's the only one to say hello. Everybody say hi. If you haven't shared the thread yet, do me a favor. Let's share the thread. And then we're going to get this conversation started. Marc, I asked this question earlier on Facebook. And when I asked it, Shantae, one of our faithful listeners, she said she can't wait to hear what Marc's opinion is on this particular subject. So Marc, you got a fan that wants to hear your part. So this is the scenario. I went out this weekend. I did something that I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm one of those that when I go out to eat, it's either steak or chicken. You know, I don't do seafood because I'm allergic to shellfish, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of stay within my little small vein, right? But I went to this restaurant. I'm not gonna say the name of it because they're not sponsoring me yet. But I went there and I got a salmon BLT. It was a salmon BLT, and it was good. I mean, really, really good. But while I was there, a friend of mine met me up there, and we had this conversation. And so when we had the conversation, somebody's in the background. Let me mute you. Okay, but when we had the conversation, I asked the question. I said something about, we were talking about loneliness and being single, being lonely, and all that kind of stuff. And I said, but my thing is, I can't live with nobody before I get married. And I said, you know, and I didn't say Shaq and didn't use those terms. I just said, I don't think I could live with anybody before I get married. And they cut me off and they were like, that's the only way I'm going to marry somebody is if I live with them first. And they said, because they would have made a drastic mistake if they would not have lived with the last guy they were in a relationship. What's up, Brandy? If they didn't live with that guy, the last guy they were in a relationship, because when they said when they ended up living together, Marc, they said every 30 to 45 days, he kept going through a little mood. I ain't going to say it was a cycle, but he went through a little mood and he wanted to put her out every 30 to 45 days. You know, they just kept going through things. And I guess they found out they couldn't work through differences and all that kind of stuff, right? So she's saying that I got to know what I'm dealing with. So the only way I can know that is by living with that individual. Marc, go ahead and get us started. What do you think about that?
Man, that's my saying. I gotta see if it's gonna go in the end instead of the weekend. You know, a lot of us spend time together in traditional relationships. We spend time together on the weekend. The work week, we're kind of busy. You may do a little date, but on the weekend, we spend our time together, and you get a little intro into who those people are. I mean, it's one of those situations. It's for that's an individual thing, but me personally, I've been married before. Listen, I'm test driving this car, and I think you're foolish to buy a car without test driving, to making sure that the gears change when you want it to, that it what was sold to you is actually in the car. You want to do and, you know, especially if it's a used car, you want to go take it to the shop. You got to make sure you're getting what you get out of it, right? At the end of the day, I feel like at this point in our lives, we're not 20s and 30s anymore. I think there is, now you may not necessarily have to live together, but I think there needs to be a trial period to make sure that things are right. Now, this could go into when you're engaged, then you move in together, and then you go through that trial period to the marriage. You understand if this is what you want to do, but there needs to be this, then, unless you're part of the Indian culture, and I mean that with the dot Indian, people who may have arranged marriages, but according to what I think this is one of the best ways to move forward, and you know what you're getting out the situation. Because you got some people who live in a facade of what they think a relationship could be or whatever. Then when in reality, hitting that rubber meets the road is totally different.
Okay, that's a good perspective. Now, hold on, Nicole, I'm coming to you, but let me say this. Let me put this caveat out there as well, because a lot of times I ask questions, and instead of people answering the question for themselves, they want to answer for somebody else. The question is specific. That's for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and you did, Marc. You know, you did that. And you just said, I don't know about nobody else. But that I liked your answer. But Nicole, what do you think about that, Nicole?
So, I kind of tend to agree. Probably, you know, we've been married before, right? Married for a long time, right? I lived with somebody for 22 years. So at this point, first of all, if I'm not really going to even be dating you, or, you know, hanging out with you if we're not on that path. Like if I'm dating you, then you're not really going to be at my house like that. I'm not going to be at your house like that, because we're kind of dating. We're dating, right? I don't see dating as always the path to marriage. So like the comment, I think, was based on, you know, I'm glad I live with this guy because, you know, now I see he go through these mood swings and I wasn't going, you know, I was not going to marry him anyway, or now I'm not going to marry him. He wasn't your husband anyway, right? So it wouldn't matter if y'all live together or not. I think that people put so much emphasis on dating, right? Especially us in our culture. We date, everybody we date is your potential husband. That's not even true. That in itself is not true. So to Marc's point, Once you get engaged and you establish a potential forever, then yeah, we need to live together to see how we live. I need to see how if you walk in the house and leave your shoes at the door. I don't want to trip over no big old size 11, 12 shoes and I'm rushing in the house to the bathroom. I need to know that. So it's stuff like that you need to know at that point. But if we're just dating, kicking, I don't need to know what you do in your house. That's you. I'm not even giving you that much space in my life. And so I'm going to respect you and not want to take that from you as well. I think we go in, soon as dudes start taking you out, you're ready to marry him. You don't know him enough for that. You're giving too much of yourself away. That's my opinion.
I agree with that. Coy is in Mexico, so we might not be able to hear much of her tonight because she might not be getting the best reception.
Coy, stay on the road.
Yeah, she's helping a friend out right now, so she needs to be there now. She's helping somebody survive right now. So yeah, real talk. Yeah. And I'm not gonna tell her business, but this is Melinda, you asked the question. You said, "What are we talking about?" I put a Facebook post out today, and a young lady said that in order for her to get married to someone, she would have to live with them before. So the question is, do you have to live with someone before you marry them? And the other question is, for those that are married, did you and your spouse live together before you got married? Nicole, let's see you and I talk for a moment, because now, true enough, you and I, we're of age now where our children are grown, right? And the children are in college and all that kind of stuff. My problem comes when you got these young folk that move any and everybody in with their children.
I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a huge problem with that.
You know, because I saw a scenario one time where a woman had moved her dude in with her teenage daughters, right? And the dude woke up one Saturday morning after the little girl had a sleepover the night before. And the sleepover, you know, the little girls were in the bed and still on the floor about 11 o'clock in the living room, 11:30 in the living room. So he came downstairs, woke everybody up, made them get up, whatever, And he traumatized everybody. And the little girl was upset and crying, reminded her of her daddy who used to yell at them all the time. I don't know what was going on. But my first problem was why is he here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When and I always talk about my marriage first, and y'all know what I talk about. I mean, but in my divorce, when we got separated, I appreciated my ex so much because I didn't ask, but she said, before I date another man, she said, our children will be grown. She said,
that was my belief too.
She said, I would not have another man around your children. I would not put your children in at the point. Now my children are grown. I got to get, it is what it is. She can go. And I never made that requirement of her. I never even made that request. But I guess subliminally, I would have been thinking that way, right? Because I got daughters. I got two daughters.
Well, I think that shows the caliber of woman that she is, the respect that she has for you as their father, and the respect that she has for herself and for her children. So when my ex-husband and I got divorced, even before we got divorced, I would always say, if something happened to us, I'm not bringing anybody else in my house. I'm a date from 9 to 5, right? You're not coming to my house in the evening. We can go on lunch dates. We might can hang out on the weekend when they're at their daddy's house, but they don't really know you exist. You have no reason to meet them. They have a father.
Exactly.
They have a father. Exactly. It's an active father. They don't need you to come in and be stepfather. Now, I think sometimes that was to my detriment. Now, looking back at it, like my boys they could have used, a stronger role model in the house because their father moved away. But I had already created that atmosphere. That's what I said. So the universe gave me exactly what I said. Ain't bring no other man in this house. Not. To me, that's disrespectful. I've had conversations with single moms, and they would say, well, that's kind of, I have my needs. And I just think you a mom, sis. You're a mom.
Yeah.
You're a mom.
Melinda, you said you agree halfway. What do you mean when you say you agree halfway? Give me what's the other half to that piece? What's the other half to that piece? Yeah, we're going to get this conversation started. We got 16 people in the chat. So listen, I think I'm 9 away from the 25 that I wanted to share this. So if 9 people in the chat would share this right quick, that'll get me to the 25 that I was hoping for. And all of y'all, I appreciate y'all that have shared this today. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all have been working this. Marc, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. For real, Coy, you do your thing. But yeah, so y'all keep on doing that. But Marc, what do you think about that? I mean, if you're meeting, say, let's go back in time. Let's jump on the time machine, right? Not Marc at 40 in your early to mid 40s. Let's go back to 35 and you was single and you dating a girl that's 29, 30, and she got a 12-year-old daughter. Are you comfortable in that scenario? You muted, Mark. Let me see if I got you on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Let me get you. All right, go ahead, Mark. Oh, no, I'm muted.
That because it depends on how your kids behave, their temperament. Those are things I need to see because I'm dating you, but I'm dating your family too. And at the end of the day, I'm not their father, but I am a male role model and a male figure in their life. And if your foundation with your kids is not set on the same principle as that I believe in, then I'm gonna leave you with your kids, all y'all together in a little package, and I'm gonna move on. But for me to fall in love with you and not love the whole total family, I think it's a miss on that part in dating. Um, just to move back on that with
Okay.
this whole dating thing. Remember when we first got our driver license when we was little kids? You know, we would just get in the car and drive everywhere, right? You want to go to McDonald's, we just drive around in circles because we wanted to drive. But when we became adults, every time we get in the car, we know exactly where we're going. And at the end of the day, when we get in these relationships, we should know exactly where we're going. So if we know we're going to marriage, these kids should be included
Oh, no
in our
doubt.
approach. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
At that
Go ahead. I'm
point,
sorry.
Yeah.
At that point, now at that point, cool. I get that aspect of it.
no,
But
but you're not getting. Day one, you already a goddamn mother. You are not.
Mhm.
Understand you got to figure out what we're gonna be, but you still a mother. You got kids. You trying to give me this fantasy facade of who you are. No, you come with kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Day one. If I can handle it, I can't. But if your presentation is kidless, there's already a misconception in that.
That's right.
Now, when you come into fostering a relationship between a man and a woman at this stage in life, it's real. We don't got time for that. Can you or can you not handle this? Now, if I'm younger, okay, I may have a little bit more time. But I do not believe when you have kids and you're really dating with intentions, you leave the kids out. You give that man what the picture really looks like. And if they cannot accept it, then they can't accept it. But to give yourself without your kids, creating a false expectation, I feel like that's where you short yourself.
Yeah, but
That
you said something very important with intention. So there's a lot of people that are dating without intention, right?
No, I disagree. They have intention. They want to
Okay.
smash most of the time. The
Okay.
majority of men that like, hey, I
Yeah.
want to, but y'all made it
Yeah.
difficult where we got to lie about it.
Yeah.
So you
but
know,
but
you
let,
want to.
but let me jump in, and I'm jumping in from the male perspective as well, Mark. I don't want to know your kids the first week. First, I want to get to know you, and then and I know your kids are a part of you. I get that. I know your kids are a part of you. But now Kim just said something. She said and you said dating with intention. But I think when we're dating with honorable intention, meaning that we're dating going towards, that ain't on day one. That ain't even on date 2. I don't think that might even be date 3.
But James, I've never met a woman and I walk past her like, oh my God, look how intelligent she is. Look at her nurturing side of her. No, I'm like, yo,
But I get to know that first before I bring the kids into because this is the thing right here. What if we introduce the kids on date 2, but date 4 I discuss we fall out and I don't like you no more. Now they done met your kids, they got to get to unknow somebody and all that kind of stuff.
your
Kids
kids don't know them. Your kids are more resilient than we speak and we talk about. No, it is, but giving kids transparency is more key than anything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you deprive your kids and work in secrecy, because now they're like,
is that
where does man
depriving
come
them?
from?
Is
But
that
they're like, where?
depriving them?
But when you say, "Mama, where does dude come from?" That all of a sudden you serious from? Like where he come from? Now y'all serious and stuff. What is happening? I'm just saying. Now you should be selective.
Come on,
Can I
Coy.
ask a question?
Yeah.
What was the question? Was it should you date before you get married? I'm sorry, should you live together before you get married?
That's what we started at. Now we're on when you're gonna meet the kids. Now we're on when do you meet the kids.
Okay. My device was cutting in and out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
you still are. You have a big thing of static too. It's kind of coming in kind of hard on us.
Okay.
Coming in kind of hard. Hold on, let me see what Sammy said. Sammy said that's true.
So what's the kid's question? Give me the kid's question so I can tune in.
Hold on right quick because I'm reading Sammy's thing. Hold on. It said that's true, But unless you know the person is definitely going to be around, you shouldn't let your kids meet every time, Dick and Harry. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
That's where I'm at. I don't mind you meeting.
I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah. I
But
agree.
if we
You
just
should
trying
meet
to
them at some
smash,
point.
Yeah, I ain't saying. I'm not saying show up at the altar and let the daughter be the flower girl. But what I'm saying is they don't need to meet on the first 3 or 4 or 5 dates. If we start, not true enough, we're grown, we're of age. We like Nicole said. Nicole said I'm not dating somebody that's not a prospect, right? So after I've determined
that's
that
trash.
I'm not. That's just me. I got my own fingerprints too. You'll be surprised. But the thing is, if I'm not dating nobody else, like I'm not. I mean, I told y'all I only know marriage. I was married 20 years, and by the end of it, I learned how to be married. So I really don't. I'm not good at single yet. I'm still trying to figure single out. You know what I'm saying?
I hate it here.
Look at Miss Collier, James. Look at Miss Collier. That's exactly what I'm talking about. What Miss Collier just said right there.
Okay. I found out my mom was dating when she introduced me to her fiance. That wasn't cool. She dated undercover for a year. How old? No, hold on though. But how old was your mama? And what stage of life? Were you 9 or were you 19 or were you 29? I mean, because that part needs to be factored as well. I think that part needs to be factored. You need some more context for that to be as powerful. Come on, to me, I'm sorry. I know I ain't nobody special. I'm just saying. What you how old were you? Dawood said something. We are westernized. Unpack that a little bit more for me, Dawood. I think I know what you're saying.
Dawood about to hit. You see his name? He about to hit you with some deep stuff.
Oh, he came on. He came on a couple of weeks ago, and he came on the show actually a couple of weeks ago.
I know. I'm just saying. He about to hit you with some stuff.
He about to bring in some culture.
All right. Tanisha said her. Yeah, I can see that, Tanisha, because you're starting to go into early adulthood at 14. You're a teenager.
Yeah, I can see that too.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about 7, 6, 5, 4, 8. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking when they get a little older, I think it's a little bit different.
I don't think it's like, I think at the end of the day, you need to be transparent while you're dating. Like, old girls, like, if you ain't the one, and I'm only dating somebody if you're one, stop it. If you ain't met the one, ain't nothing wrong with me number 2 or 3. Because sometimes in your book of life, you may not get married until 20 years later. So what you doing? Just cutting everybody off? Learn to enjoy the journey.
Do y'all remember what your parents used to say? When you get a new boyfriend or girlfriend, your parents used to say, "Oh, it'll be a lot of Michaels, or it'll be a lot of Alicia's."
But they won't be here long.
So you're not gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna marry everybody you date.
You don't try to marry everybody you date. You do not.
No.
Y'all need to be honest while y'all dating. If y'all just like know you want to smash something that's
then just say
that. You gotta say it to yourself first and stop lying to everybody. Because sometimes I done dated women who dating 4 guys and want all 4 guys to show them that they the one. You can't handle if all 4 of us do it. You can't handle all that attention at once.
Hey, I'm with Bolo. Bolo said, "Ain't nobody trying to meet them baby kids." Then he said, "F them kids."
Bolo.
I'm with Bolo.
Bolo, you.
Bolo always talking about beat and delete.
Beat and delete. Hey, Bobo. Hey, yeah, Bobo. I'm about to give Bobo a whole segment in this show. I promise you, I am. Bobo or something.
Y'all laughing at Bolo. Bolo fooling y'all. Bolo knows Mozart and everything. Bolo write poetry at night.
Bolo say, "F them kids." I'm with Bolo. F them. Y'all can have your own kids. I ain't trying to raise kids. Listen, I done raised my 8. Mine 8. My daughter is 18 now. When I help her get a car, no, I ain't lying. If I met somebody I like and they got kids, whatever. Kimberly P. She said, "Really, Jane? Hey, F them kids." I'm sorry, y'all. I'm joking for real, y'all, because I know I got.
For me, you're gonna meet my child if I'm exclusive with you, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Keyword exclusive.
I don't. Yeah, not while I'm just dating somebody. No, but for me, it's because I don't like running around. It's a lot of work to date somebody. Like you got to go out. I don't like all that. I like working, going home. I like being at home. So it's the life you got to put into dating. So I'm only going to go on a couple of dates with you and know that, hey, okay, well, let's talk about what we want. That's what I'm going to do. Because you're going to be visiting my home and I'm going to be visiting your home. I'm not going to be running around all the time, or we're not going to say, oh, let's go to dinner all the time. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. When I do something, I go out of town or whatever, But when I'm home, I'm home. I go to the office, I'm back home. Go to the office, I'm back home.
When you visit the house, when you going to come over to the house, Coy? How long is it going to take? How many days before you go to the crib?
It's not that serious. If you decide to be exclusive with someone, I think it's okay. I don't live in fear, so I don't think anybody's gonna harm me or anything like that. I'll go to their house. They can come to my house.
I would too.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's listen to what read what Melinda said. Melinda said, "I have this, and this is a lot of people's scenario." I'm sorry, Nicole and Coy, for moving y'all's faces. I apologize, but I'm gonna get this off quick. She said, "I've been a mother since 16. A lot of people were young mothers, and if I knew what I knew then, if I knew now what I knew then, I would not bring my children around the men I date. I used to date with the purpose of getting married, but now I date to court. And if the feeling is mutual, then it is what it is." That's part of, I believe, knowing what you want. When you know what you want, then like you said, like my boy Bolo says, if I know my purpose is to beat and delete, or Mark, the word you use, smash, whatever, I ain't trying to meet your kids. You know what I'm saying? And why are we trying to meet? But if I, because Mark, you said, what we said, men, we date for what, and women date for what? What's the one you like to use all the time?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
We talk about we choose women to marry versus whatever. I can't remember, but you use it almost every time we talk. Once we choose a woman, we've chosen her, which basically what you were kind of saying. So if I know that's the relationship that I'm going at, like if I'm dating you with honorable intentions and I'm trying to make you my girl and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, it's cool. I'm ready to step in and fill that role. But until I know for a fact that that's who I'm gonna be in that individual's life, then nah. So I ain't trying to live with you. I ain't trying to do it. I promise you, I'm gonna need my own spot, because I need somewhere I can go to. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Cancer, and so it ain't but one crab in every shell. And so there's gonna come a moment that I'm gonna want to get away and be by myself. Right now, if I'm bound by contract, that's that marriage thing. Then yeah, I'm gonna stick around and work it out a little bit more. But if I got an escape clause, I'm out of there, Coach. I promise you. Go ahead.
I don't want to, neglect the audience. So I want to go to Dawood. He says we don't value ourselves, and that's why so many broken homes. I get it, like Dawood. You know what I'm saying? Like I took African American history. I studied a lot of different religions, and I get systematically where you're going with it. But my approach is a little bit different, because I feel like you can say things systematically, but as adults, when we understand and we've been exposed to different systems, we make a choice each and every day how we live our lives, right? We make a choice to stay connected to that matrix, or take the red and blue pill and not live it in anymore. So I'm in a day and age of, okay, yeah, that happened, but let's make a choice. So I really don't live in this is why my ankle hurt. I'm in a stage of bandage the ankle, let it heal, and keep walking. So I feel you. I'm not saying you're religious. I understand you're a spiritual guy. I get it. You probably meditate and stuff like that, and I get it. And it's good that you have that freedom of mind and self. But the excuses in our culture tend to hold us back and keep us shamed in our thought processes, because we keep saying this is why we do it. And I'm over here like, yo, well, this is why we stopped doing it. So if we don't value ourselves as an adult, it's our choice.
Send Coy. Send a link to him. Send Dawood the link.
Okay.
He want to talk. Because hold on, and Nicole, before you say something, because I know what I tend to agree with what Dawood says, because to an extent, to understand where we are, we have to stop. You can't never have a tree until you planted a seed.
Yeah,
it's physically impossible. And see, so many times we've looked at who we've morphed into, and we forgot about the genesis and the seed that made us how we are, right? Because hold on, we're in a very egalitarian culture now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can all we get. We get all we can. You know what I'm saying? We're enthralled with the symptoms of success. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes not even having substance for that success. I get all of that, and a lot of us have learned how to function a lot better in this egalitarian culture, right? But as a people, we come from what you call a communal culture, and that communal culture was how we were, and we were our strongest. Hold on. We were our strongest as a people, not individual. Now, some of us have overachieved. Mark, you've done well for yourself. I saw it with my own eyes. But everybody don't have that, right? But as a people, we were communal by culture. Hold on, I'm going to bring Dawood in. And I think that some of us that didn't get it, right? Because remember when they put us out and after the Emancipation Proclamation, we went to houses that didn't even have floors in them. So when it rained, we had mud. So how much foundation do you have? But some folk figured it out and made it. Hold on, but we're gonna let Dawood speak for himself. Hold on, come on, Dawood.
I get that.
Hold on, let me let him. He's of age.
I'm with you though, Mark. Definitely.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute you and Mark because I want Dawood to talk. Hold on, go ahead, Dawood.
Dawg, you look like I thought you was gonna sleep.
Oh, I meant to mute you. Hold on. Let me mute him. Let me mute Mark. Mark is muted, y'all. And I am preaching late, and I do take offerings as well. I'm joking. Go ahead, y'all.
Greetings.
We hear you. Go ahead, Dawood. Greetings, my brother. Go ahead and tell them what you mean.
Well, first thing, I like what you said about the emancipation. It's crazy that you said that because I was just speaking on it when Kamala Harris spoke on it in Juneteenth. When we were free, we did not want to come off the plantation. We still wanted to have their way of thinking. In 1865, we were free. That means that we did not have to subject ourselves to their ideology, their way of thinking, their way of living. But today, we still implement that. Even you, James, we didn't, in our culture, we didn't have a marriage license. I don't have to, our word was our bond. See, people don't value their word anymore. We'll tell each other anything. We'll lie just as quick as we take a breath. So, and you and I both know a man is only good as his word. Yes, but sir. Mark knows this. How many men are really telling a woman off the rip, hey, I just want to hit? But see, this is the thing about men. Men don't value themselves. I'm not trying to lay down with no woman when I meet her. I ain't, because I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. You see what I'm saying? Because a woman ain't the only one that can be a victim. You can be victimized. You can get with a monster. But dudes be thinking they own something slick, and that's why we're losing our children, man, because we so, like you said, we just want to keep up with the Joneses. We're not worried about keeping the fiber of family closely knitted. We don't care.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. All this relationship stuff, we the only race of people that are the way we have our, we are only race of people that's our relationship is under scrutiny by the whole world. We've been examined by everybody.
Yep.
Why they so worried about us?
Because they know who we are. We don't know who we are. They know who we are.
So with that being, we all in agreement with that. And that's what we have.
No, I don't think Coy in agreement. Coy look like she ain't agreeing. Look at her face. Do you agree, Coy? Let me unmute you. Hold on.
I agree. Okay. We discussed this before. He and I discussed this before. Okay. We don't know who we are. So I agree.
Right. So when you like I got you, Mark.
Mark got something.
Mark have to understand this one thing. And you said it, James. And you had to have a seed first. Meaning, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And that's one thing. The children and women, they can have excuses, but men can't. So I don't have any. I just keep pressing.
I agree with you. So I'm gonna hit you with this, Dawood. I agree with what you're saying.
Stick around for a hot second, Dawood. Then I'm gonna click you out of here in a minute.
But this is the thing. This is what I call. I say I agree with the reasons and stuff, but I'm more of a evolutionary, right? So so a snake can climb a tree, right? But it has no arms and no legs, right? But the reason why it can climb a tree because it has no ears for people to tell it to what it can and cannot do. It doesn't listen to those things. When our culture, when we listen to the excuses why we're not what we are, we tend to sometimes fall on that as our excuse. Well, slavery and everything else. Oh man, no. The thing is, I'm at this point where I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the reasons we're not here. And instead of us talking right now and understanding, okay, that did happen. But how are we going to overcome? See, at my job, they place me on projects, special projects that are always behind. They place me on the toughest things. And because of my position, they put me on that project. I'm not there because of why it failed. I'm there because it failed. So I got to come up with processes or process improvements to make that project successful.
And now
at this point in time. Okay.
I want to say one thing, and I'm gonna leave with this. Don't you know that if you have a fence up for a long time around cattle or horse or any livestock, after a while you could take that fence down and they will not cross that line? See, we've been
Same thing as
conditioned.
elephant.
We've been conditioned to think that what we're doing is okay. See, like what they doing with you have became conditioned with thinking that's a badge of honor to be starting behind. We become pain junkies and dysfunctional addicts. It's okay, but it's really not okay. But see, they putting you to see, they want you to fail, but because we're so resilient, you keep overcoming. But it's not okay. So it's not making excuses. When are we gonna get a fair shake? You feel what I'm saying? It's not
We
right
as
for
a
you to
people,
go in the bank.
we as a people get a fair shake.
Right, exactly.
That's because for the one that makes it, how many didn't? That's
Hey,
that's
See,
Mark. I get. Hold on, and Mark, and guess what? The good part about this, Nicole, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself right quick, Mark. I mean, Nicole, unmute yourself right quick. You know what the good part about this whole scenario is right now? You still muted. The good part about this, everybody else be muted. Me and Mark, me and Nicole going to talk. Guess what? Guess what the good part about this whole conversation is right now? Ain't nobody wrong.
That's right. Right.
Everybody's right. Hey guys, have you heard about Anchor by Spotify? It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a few others. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And I save the best part for last. It's totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's Anchor, Anchor. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Wrong.
That's right. Right.
Everybody's right.
Right.
And so ain't no use in arguing about it because we're both right, because we're talking from different platforms. Dawood hasn't said nothing wrong, because for every one Mark that makes it, millions didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? But thank me, Mark, you were one of the ones who did. But the thing, when you being one of the ones who did make it, don't become insensitive to the ones that didn't make it, and keep reaching back. No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not. He's insensitive. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that for those, like I see you all the time, Nicole. You know, I would say you made it as well. But I see you every day reaching back and trying to bring people along with you. I mean, because you post about 40 times a day. I'm joking. I'm being facetious when I say that. But there are thoughts that and they're written out. They're oratorically. Dawood, I know you got to go. I'll holler at you later, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Dawood got to get this work. He gonna get this work real quick.
He can still hear you.
Nah, he gonna get this work.
Nicole,
I'm gonna tell you like
mute
this. You better get this work, Dawood. I'm gonna tell you why what you said is so far from the truth. Talking about being programmed. See, being programmed is when my mama had 3 kids, 3 different dads, and they told me from the system I was in that I wouldn't make it. Being programmed is that my dad was a functioning crackhead, and then my uncles were functioning weed heads, and I still didn't have any guidance and no way out. But I still knew what it was like growing up in a country town where over an hour and a half to get to any major city. So I grew up with no guidance, and seeing blacks growing up in lower income poverty was normal to me. But I still, when I watched TV, I seen the hustles, and I knew that somewhere there's something different. So I dedicated myself, and I started seeing ways out, getting out that darkness. Even though I did not see it around me, but I knew there was light. So I found that light, and I searched for that light because I knew what those circumstances led to, whether I dealt drugs, whether I didn't get my education. I see where those roads led me. Something in me made me keep going forward. I was never programmed. So even in my job today, reason why when those positions I'm not programmed is because I seen what I came from. No matter what position you put me in, I'm gonna overcome. It's the God in me that allows that to happen. Because at the end of the day, my life been like that. So no matter what, it's all systematic, and I figured the system out because I know where I come from. When it came from when we came in Spain, we was teaching the world arithmetic and geometry and everything else. When it came from the great gods in me, then that's why I know, bro. So I never lost touch, but I'm tired of fucking excuses. That's the difference. I'm sick of it. The smallest, the sick. Hold up. A sycamore tree, right? It has some of the smallest seeds, right?
That's right.
But it takes the longest to grow because the roots gotta dig so deep into it because what's gonna come out of it to support it, right?
But I just want to say one thing, and I'm gonna show you how we program.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it like this here. Is black a race or of ethnicity?
is black a race or ethnicity?
Is it a race or an ethnicity?
How it's utilized in modern terms is used as a race.
No, it's not a race.
Ethnic would be African American, or ethnic would be Jamaican.
None of those are races nor ethnicities. So that's what I mean by program.
I said if you said how they use it. Now, if you want to go deep into it and stuff like that, I mean, we can. But if you want to ask the question,
no. The only thing I'm just trying to show is that they have a program because to denationalize us, and
who's they? Who's they?
The opposition, the government. The people that we see, I'm not gonna never forget what they did because we still dealing with it by self-hatred. That's why we have a high divorce rate. We don't have any families. Our homes are broken. You see what I'm saying? Like James said, you made it, but it's a lot of them that didn't make it.
It's our choice, though. It's our choice, dog. What are we preaching? Well, nobody's making. We're selling ourselves out. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, stop making excuses.
Mark, I made it too. But I'm just like Nicole. I'm gonna reach back.
Bro, I ain't made shit because you know how you judge a generation by the generation that raised it. When my son made it, then I made it. I ain't made nothing yet.
So, but Dawu, let me ask you a question, right? Because you keep saying we're not reaching back and blah 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 blah. So we know everything that you're saying. Divorce rates are high. So what we'd like to do here, though, is come up with remedies because we can sit there and talk about the opposition all day long, right? We've sang this song over and over and over and over again. What we gonna do?
I can't speak for him, but I think what he's saying, if we don't know the root, who's speaking?
You.
Go ahead.
I thought I heard somebody else speak. I'm not trying to speak for him, but what I think he's trying to say is that if we don't know the root of where everything has come from or why things are where they are, then we can't fix anything because we're blinded or we're programmed to believe something that's false.
But
does that make sense?
We all know the root. No, we don't. Okay. So, we don't.
Listen. When you feel that you know everything, you'll learn that you know nothing. We all have to be like babies again. We have to unlearn and then relearn because we have been taught so much foolishness. So it takes, and that's where the work is at. The war is in the mind. See, listen, when they told the people again that they was freed from slavery, they did not want to leave the plantation. They still wanted to live the customs that is not of our own.
It's been that way since the children of Israel. I mean, that's been that way for a long time.
So listen, so that's where the resistance is. Listen, you got people not dating each other because they don't believe in Christianity. So we got religion keeping us divided. That our ancestors weren't religious. Then we got dark. They played everything, and like Mark said, I agree, it's a choice. But Mark, you have to have a strong mind to make a decision that I want to learn something different.
Yeah.
The battle is in the mind.
You have to unprogram yourself. That's true. That's very true.
At the end of the day.
That's why I say, we talk about accountability all the time.
And as I said a minute ago, nobody's wrong.
When they don't know. Yeah, when they don't know, that's why I always say, I feel bad for some people because we may say, okay, well, we're over here. We're in the 10th percentile. We're actually utilizing our brains to the fullest. They don't know how to. So when we look over there and we say, oh, but they have to want to and they have to take accountability for their actions, they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And that's why.
No, Mark, I mean, and I, like I said, I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. I don't know if that's even humanly possible for me to be blue. But I think both of y'all, everybody on the panel is right. But they're talking from different platforms. They're talking from different positions. Different experiences.
Yeah.
I think every time we have this conversation, I think we have to know where we're going. We have to remember where we came from. But we don't have to harp on where we came from. We can hit it, talk about that foundation, and then move on. Because there are so many that don't know. Do you know they're trying to teach our kids in the school that the slaves came here on their own?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to erase.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but here's the deal. They have charter bills. We can do our own schools. We still trying to go to them, right? This
Okay,
is what,
Umana.
this is what
We can,
ticks
but
me
we're
off
not.
with us,
We
right?
can, but we haven't. That's the
But
point. So
listen,
that's
this
why
is
we got to do
what
it.
But
kind of
I'm like
bothers me
Nicole.
so much.
I'm with her on this. Like, where's the solution?
I'm
Let's
not
start
against
talking
it.
about the
We
solution.
don't want a solution. We will sit here and say the same thing, right? We want them to change. I don't like to try to change people. You are who you are. You feel the way you feel about me. That's it. I am going to do what I need to do to change my situation. Right. But we still looking for the man, the opposition, the system. I hate that kind of talk. Or the man ain't studying you. He
Yeah,
really
he is.
not.
He is.
He's giving
He's
you all
studying us.
the
That's why.
things
The
you
man
need
a
to do.
1,000 miles up the road.
No, the man studying us. That's
100
why
years
the
up
man.
the road.
No. The man is definitely studying us. That's why prisons are full. The man is
Yeah,
definitely no.
Yeah, okay,
That was
so he is, but you
no.
still
He's
got
definitely
enough. You have enough, right? He's not
No,
going to change the
you just
curriculum. He's changing the curriculum to his advantage. If you
Yeah.
want the truth taught, teach it.
And I'm 100% with you on that, and that's why. Now you just said the most important thing. You just said right then to me. But we can't discount the fact that they're not there though, because that's why grandmama. Hold on. That's why grandmama would always say, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." Baby, that's why she would say to put these little hidden riddles in words so that we could be light. Because Nicole, you're light. Mark, you're light. Coy, you're
My
light.
grandmother also told me, she made me almost feel pitiful. My grandmother raised us to feel pitiful for white folk. That's just how she was. Like, they can't do nothing.
And we can do
what
that
she
too.
Would tell us they can't do anything.
If that's what
So
if that's what it takes,
who would want to do that? Who would want to identify with that?
If that's what it takes to make you become strong, and it worked.
It worked.
But that's your grandmama. How many grandmamas not teaching that? See what I'm saying? We look at our experiences. I had a daddy and a mama, and they taught me this, and my daddy taught me about being a man, and my daddy taught me all. He told me way before the crime bill of 1986. He told me that the black man was on the verge of becoming extinct. So I understood. I said, Dad, how a black man gonna become extinct? And we did through, because you just look at the statistics. Look at 13th. We did it. And when they did it, they took grandfathers, they took uncles, they took fathers, they took brothers, they took positive men. You know what? That's why a lot of young men go to prison to come out better men, because all the old heads in prison teaching them how to become men. But we got cats on the street that are so comfortable in their own skin doing their own thing, and they're not each one reaching one. And that's what I'm talking about. So you ask me what the solution is. That's why I sit on this platform, on this soapbox, and I preach family. I preach family. I preach family. I preach family. I talk about family, because the solution is in the black family. That's why they tried to destroy the black family. That's why they labeled the welfare queen. That's why they came with the crack whore. That's why they came with all these different things. That's why they came with the privatized prisons. They did everything they could to destroy our families. And if y'all say it's not true, come on. It is what it is. I'm glad y'all made it. I'm gonna make it one day too. Hopefully, I'm not saying I'm being facetious.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you about the family and the community.
So that's the answer. If you want to talk about what the solution is a strong family.
So let me ask you this: given the day and age that we are in, where it's INDEP and all of that, what do we do?
Where that come from?
I'll tell you what you do. I tell you like this.
I love y'all.
I tell you, I can't. Not you, Coy. Don't you do me like that. Don't you do me. What women can do, I feel like empower the heterosexual, strong black man again.
That's what. Now you're talking good. Now you're talking real good, Mark. Now you're talking real good.
If you empower that man, instead of promoting real niggas, street thug, and stop making niggas accept your gay best friend, and if you don't accept him, he can't date you, type of stuff.
Yeah,
empower those black men, because men
is that a thing?
It is. So empower them. When I say that is men search for the affirmation of women. Men love the affirmation of women. So you raise the bar. You raise the bars, man. If women said, "I want," if women wanted men to all have 401ks and everything else like that and invest, that's how men would talk. y'all elevate. Women, y'all magnify and
I
multiply
agree with
I
that.
what
agree.
men.
Mhm.
So if y'all
Well,
start talking about men stuff, because guess what? When y'all start talking about y'all want the real niggas, men started acting like niggas just to get your attention.
boy,
You
now
got
you talking good. Now
you
Yeah,
you
had
talking
guys
I
good.
agree with
when I was in
that.
college. You had guys that had 4.0 GPAs dressing like a thug because they wanted the affirmation of a woman to let them know they were real.
What you say? Support
Well,
the what
was
would you say?
that the
Support
women,
the
or was that
heterosexual
like
men?
the music industry and all of that was out at the time?
But it's still what we're
Well,
allowed
that
to
those were the
influence.
people that were making the money, so that's what we held on to
That's
because
what
we
we,
saw
yeah.
somebody that was making the money and making it, and that's how they made it. So hey,
Because
that
That's
was
I'm
the image.
always told the
glorified.
young
That's
girls,
the
date the
imagery that was
nerds,
promoted.
Yes,
date the nerds,
yes.
sis, date the nerds all the time.
That was the image, like you just said, INDEPE. But
Mhm.
who is the record executive getting the music out? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and any type of music that you listen to, they say radio programs, they say
Mhm.
TV programs. I heard you say it the other day. You talking about you don't watch all of those reality shows, Nicole.
I
You
do
said because
not.
they're you
I
said
will
because they're
not.
not only toxic, but like you said, they're demonic. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
tell
not
you
watching
something.
that.
During the pandemic, it was so much demonic stuff on TV out there during that time, and we all had to sit here in the house, and some of us watched it. I ain't gonna lie, I watched a lot of it too. By
I'm gonna
Dawood,
tell you something. I
by
know
Dawood.
someone that watches Cheaters, and I
Yeah, I told
did
you.
I
I
talk to you
told you.
about this?
No,
And
I
I
told you
was
about it.
like, why? Yeah, why? Why? That's getting in you, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's becoming a part of who you are. And this person can't trust a man to this day. She's always trying to
Wow.
figure out what he's doing. And I'm like,
Wow.
leave that man alone. He ain't
And
doing nothing. That's in your head because of the
Mhm.
programs that you're watching.
Wow. Wow. I
yeah,
mean, look at the operative word there, programs,
that's it.
right?
That's what I keep
That's
telling you.
it. Radio
That's it.
program.
What
Radio
Jackie Jones say right
programming.
there,
Let me
James?
put
Huh?
it up. Hold on. You want to read it, Mark? Go ahead.
Nah, it starts from the home. No skills from the parents. This is why leaders supposed to be effective in the communities. Producing children is supposed to be a long-term investment on
Yep.
your return. If we do not empower our men in our communities, we will continue to see independent women and more women raising children, less
Less family.
families.
That's the key. That's the strength. The strength
That's
is the family. If y'all, I'm telling you, now we got it tonight. Y'all want to know?
Mhm.
Y'all want to know why I do this every week? Y'all want to know what I think the solution is? And that why do you think I do show us how to date you? And we try to break down the barriers of communication and teach us how to communicate and all this kind of stuff. That's what I do. And I'm doing that because I want us to find ourselves. Coy, you remember about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, when I did this show, I had a lady on the show, Nicole, and I said, sis, I said, I'm gonna talk for men right quick. You forgive us? Can we reconcile? Didn't I do that? I said, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
And I said it. I said, I'm speaking for men. I'm sorry. Do you forgive us? And I
mhm,
said, if brothers, if we can say I'm sorry, and sisters, if you can
mhm,
forgive us, and as Mark just said, if y'all can promote the heterosexual man again, man, we can
Mhm.
start fix. It's not a 1 year fix. It's not a 2 year fix. It's probably a 10 year fix. But it can happen.
Mhm.
It can happen, and we have to find ourselves back to each other, and we have to and I agree with Dawood to an extent. It don't have to necessarily. We have to at least make contracts and covenants amongst ourselves,
Yeah.
and be
mhm,
faithful one to the other.
Yeah.
That's it.
mhm.
Which she said. Look at the other point above. Read it aloud. Yes, Jackie. Jackie said, "Read my." Yes, ma'am. Which one did I just read a minute ago? It starts from under one. This one over here. Where is it at? Where is behind that preposition? Okay. Did I find it? Missing leadership and document. The long one. Okay, here it is. She said, men need to value themselves. Get into a black man organization and teach these men how to lead again. Stop going into these relationships with no direction and no plans. These women want to be led with a plan. How can we help? Feel secured or safe in your belief, if your belief about yourself as a man, not strong, and you in fear or don't value yourselves. We feel everything. Men need to come on with the plan, some with men, and that's how we can start the change in our community with our black men and women. I agree. I mean, no complaints about that. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I would say before you do that, show your daughters what a man looks like. Show
Hmm.
your woman
Mm.
how to identify a man, and not just through her physical eyes, but through her spiritual eyes.
Okay.
Understand what a man looks like. Definitely, I could raise a man, but if you don't know what it looks like and don't know what it feels or smells like, then therefore you will be blind to it. Um, I do understand this, like you said. Forgive us, ladies. I just want to say, I want women to understand that we're here. but you got to open your door up for opportunity. You know, you got to get off your.
That's a whole different conversation that goes really deep because a lot of them aren't open. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not.
Nicole, I want to play that video you sent me.
James will say how I probably spend half the day telling women to stay open. Yeah, they don't even give you a chance to say hello. You don't say hello right. They're ready to roo.
Oh, girl, you know
I think it's more so because of their experience, and they just need somebody to kind of guide them a little bit and encourage them that it's okay. Like some things will happen in relationships. It's okay. You don't dump the relationship. You forgive and you try to work things out.
Positive guidance.
You know, they need somebody to help.
But Coy, we talking about the introduction. You hear women critique a man just about the way he said hello. Girl, that was corny. Well, somebody said, at least somebody said something to your stuck up butt. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, this thing ain't easy trying to approach your stranger self. I'm trying to speak to your heart. Sick of it.
Well, don't take it so personally. Maybe they're trying to break the ice of the potential conversation.
You know that.
You know, if she says, "Oh, that was corny," say something back.
Well, if I told you
maybe she doesn't know how to respond to somebody. Yeah, somebody flirting with her. It could be one of those. Not that she's.
You gotta see that face. You gotta see that facial expression though. That facial expression ain't no joke when they say that was corny though.
Yeah, corny
for real. They look at you like you got dirt on you. For
exactly.
real. For real.
Yeah, there are a lot of women that
are you guys talking about younger women or something?
No, because they're about our age, Coy. I know some of them.
Women.
Yeah, they
like in their 50s, but there are a lot of women.
Hold up, James.
Coy live in a bubble, bro. For real.
Bubble you live in.
No, I don't. I'm gonna tell you this. I look at things from all angles. I try to. I can remember when I was in my 20s, somebody tried to talk to me, and I would be like, but I didn't want to be like it. It was just me being shot, you know, and that was my response. But you keep it going. We on to something. So
I'm gonna give you an example, Coy.
But Coy, you keep saying you.
You always say you
keep saying you, Coy. It's like you don't see other people around you in life living around you outside of yourself. You got to see these situations.
Because I'm gonna give you an example, right? So there's a spot here in Atlanta that we'll go to, and I purposely will go when I know that I'm gonna get a sponsor, right? I ain't taking none of these dudes home. I'm going because I'm gonna get my fish plate paid for. I'm a line dance all night. I'm gonna get all my drinks paid for because that's the type of men that's there, right? That's what I know.
Oh my.
Okay? So we like to go to this spot. I go with one of my really, really bougie, so she thinks, friends from college, right? So there's a guy she's sitting to my left, right? And there's a guy that's sitting by her. When we walk in, because we don't look like the rest of the ladies in there, right out the gate, they're like, who are these chicks, right? So we get the table, all the men trying to buy us drinks because we ain't hard, right? We looking like a different caliber of woman. So we get them in. So the guy is just asking simple questions, right? Again, we ain't trying to take none of these dudes home. These not our dudes, right? So he's just being cordial, nice. She literally does this. Why are you talking to me? Yeah. And I'm looking like, why are you not? We know you ain't about to marry, dude, but don't be rude.
Nicole, pimping ain't easy. You a pimp. You went there for a reason. Yeah. You went there for a purpose. Right. She ain't no good pimp.
I rebuke that spirit, Coy. I rebuke that spirit, Coy. Nicole is not no pimp.
I'm just saying.
Jesus is holy.
She didn't understand their assignment. You did. Why would you do that when you know why you went there?
For no reason. But then another dude walks up and he mentions that he went to Woodward Academy and he went to some HBCU. So you start talking to him, dude, a hoe. Like, we know him. He's a known hoe. Why are you talking to him? But old blue collar boy who probably would have taken really good care of you, right? Or taking you out for a good time, mid-lady. You know how they do that, mid-lady. He would have given you a nice little time. You don't want to fool with him. You don't want to fool with him. That's just rude. So there's a lot of women.
Yeah, I can't be rude to nobody.
They out here.
But, you know, it's a big difference. You know, you learn how to not be rude over time when you're in business, especially for yourself. And, you know, you have to network. So I'll speak to anybody. I'll let anybody speak to me. I'll have a conversation with you. I'll do all of that. I'm just open to any character. But when you don't have that, sometimes you don't know better. You're going to behave like that. I've learned, and sometimes in a relationship, if I'm dating someone, they may have a problem with a male friend or whatever. I'm like, it's just a friend,
but
they
know better.
They know better because when that money come around, they act right. They act right.
Yep.
Hey, exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Bolo say right here?
Hold on, let me get it. Hold on. Can y'all hear that? Y'all can't hear that, can you? Y'all can't hear that, could you? I want to play this video. I'm glad I didn't.
Okay.
Bolo said a lot of women give men shortcuts with either looks or money, then try to play it off like they're not superficial and was treated wrong after they put all their eggs in a certain type of guy. But then all men are dogs after that attempt failed. Wow. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it. But there and I think there's a reason for that. But we got to break down those barriers, and that starts with fathers, of course, being in their daughter's life to kind of show them those things. And also, it's also mama. Since mamas are raising them, we got to kind of let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because some of those behavior patterns have been empowered over the years. Y'all and y'all know I ain't lying. Some women have actually taught their daughters to do those things. Or they're rewarded.
This is generational for a lot of people. I mean, I have friends and sorors that have never really had male figures, right? They have a long line of aunts and a long line of single women, and they don't really even know how to have a conversation with me.
Is AK?
I am not an AKA. No.
This Delta?
I am.
Okay. Same thing. Didn't the AK start? Anyway,
yeah, she rolled eyes. Wow, she rolled eyes. She rolled eyes. All right, what time is it? 10:01. We 15 more. Yeah, this has been a good conversation tonight, y'all. It really has, and I could almost conclude there. But I want to do this. Nicole, you sent me a video earlier today, so I'm gonna try to play it, but I got to kind of move some things around, so y'all got to be patient with me.
I keep checking my phone for my my grandbaby. They had to have a C-section, James, so she should be born in like any minute now.
When you y'all, everybody start praying for the baby that's on the way, and then for a safe C-section and all that kind of stuff. All of the people. Let's do that. So let me try to get this video on. But I got to figure. No, that ain't the one I want.
His grandma's out in the club getting free drinks still. Boy, I tell you.
Oh no!
Need to be leading somebody.
Nicole, you gonna take that?
My fish plate though.
You need to be somewhere leading somebody choir or something. You know
I can do that too, but I do that too. I'm every woman.
Ooh, I don't have the energy for that, Mark.
Man, look.
You know, James, remember I told you I went out on a date a while ago.
Boy, you know what? I love women. Like y'all boldness. Y'all everything. Y'all the baddest chick. Y'all this and that. Men, we be like, yo, some stuff I'm strong in, some stuff I'm just not.
Yeah,
it's weird. Oh, this is different. What's this?
Hold on. Oh, should that mess up? Is it still?
I can't hear.
We can't hear nothing.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, well, I don't even know which video was it.
Oh, that might have been the wrong one. Forget it. Hold on.
Don't worry about it.
Everybody gonna keep hollering. I can't hear. So let me cut it off for real. Cause I know this stuff. I be later on. I have to go back and edit this and put it online and all that.
Oh, the one that says what the black woman is saying that men have watched us struggle, but then call us strong. I mean, that
was one I was trying to play, but it didn't come across.
Oh, I like that video. I like that video.
Yeah,
we have watched y'all struggle, then call y'all strong.
Yeah.
I ain't watched y'all struggle. We tried to relieve the burden, but you too strong to let me take it off your back. So I mean,
no, I think what you're saying though. So a lot of men have grown up with, well, I'm trying to use my ex-husband as one, that will come around and say, well, every time I see the kids, I knew they would be okay because you're so strong. I've heard it. It's the cop out. It's a cop out.
No, that means you might be. He's seen you as a better mother than a wife.
No, he certainly did.
Yeah, and that's our failure. That's one of our biggest failures in our community. That our black women tend to be stronger mothers than wives. Yeah, because they never were raised to be a wife. They use y'all boss women, y'all CEOs, but y'all entry level at home. You know what I'm saying?
I made a confession the other day to one of my friends. Because I'm used to having help, and I decided to do it all by myself this time. But my 4-year-old just started school. It's her first year in school. And I did it the first week, and I made a confession. I'm like, I love my daughter. I do. I don't like being a mom.
Wow.
It's a lot of work. You have to. I love her though. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be a bad mom, but being a mom is hard work. It's a lot.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
By yourself, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's how we ended up, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll get back to it though one of these days. Hopefully we'll if we keep having these conversations and all these types of things, and we start to promote Black love and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah, because I don't see how some of these women do it. To be honest with you, it's a lot, and I'm not a single mom by choice. Maybe one day I'll get into that conversation, but yeah, I don't know who would choose to do this and do it more than one time.
I've always said
over and over again by themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? This has been a good conversation. We've been on one topic the whole time, and I kind of like it. So I don't know. I'm not even gonna start another conversation. I'm gonna cut it here because eventually I do plan on getting this show down to an hour. I really have every intention of getting this down to an hour. And right now we're at an hour and 6 minutes. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to wind
Monday Night Football coming around, so I don't know.
Absolutely. Hey, but listen though, everybody, is tomorrow night I'll be doing another episode of that's my Tuesday Flow show. I'm going to be interviewing a couple of pastor friends of mine. So if y'all are available, come on, check that out tomorrow night, same time, same bat channel. And we're going to have Bishop Charles E. Williams and Dr. A.T. Jordan out of Nash, Texas. And I really want to, he was one of my biggest mentors, Charles E. Williams was. So I'm going to have him on tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to keep moving forward. Coy, I appreciate you. I hope your friend is doing well up there in Mexico.
She's doing good.
Good. Nicole, I appreciate you for jumping on at the last minute. Marc, you're always faithful, and I appreciate you for giving your 2 cents and your nickel and all that kind of stuff. I saw it. I saw everybody who posted, and I appreciate y'all for real. So we're going to do it again next Monday, y'all. We're going to do it again. We're going to have another conversation. Might be a little more intentional. I'm about to get some married folk on here and let them talk to us. And we're going to do some different things soon. So y'all stay with me. And remember this, every time we get out of here, I ask you the same question, or I present the same scenario. Remember, the world is changing. My question for you is, why do you remain the same? Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, guys. Thanks for joining.
Good night.